It was very much the traditional story of working in the garage of the family home in areas where there was no phone reception, these types of things. So
Nice.
a lot of the time, whilst I was, waiting for our products and our samples and things like that to come back from China, I was playing local Aussie rules football down in Melbourne.
Who'd you play for?
And I played for Old Scotch. So it's just a local boys football team. Then it was it still is in Premier Grade in the BAFA.
Yeah, that's a reasonable level.
Yeah. No, we certainly had some very good players. I wasn't one of them, but were very high quality. Sort of now I'm either AFL superstars or playing decent roles at clubs. Yeah, certainly a great place to play for me, and it was certainly a passion that I had. And so whilst I was playing, I was had another thought come to mind and waiting for the underwear samples to come in from China. And I dabbled in technology, always been a bit of I like the new gadgets. I wouldn't ever have an iPhone. I'd want a Pixel or whatever it is. I want the new stuff.
Just a new thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So, from my perspective, I looked at it and said, all right, how do I mesh these two things while I have a little bit of time? And ultimately from there, what I figured out was, playing, if you're running around, and this is the nucleus of how SPT started, is if you're running around the town, you're running around the bay, whatever you're doing, you're tracking yourself, be it from your phone or, a Fitbit or a Garmin or a Sunta or whatever. But the second you walked into team sports, the second you played, Aussie rules, soccer, hockey, rugby, you basically don't know what you're doing. So you're training for something you don't know what you're doing, which is really archaic and a long way behind that sort of individual sports that we've seen. So again, utilizing my time, I sort of figured out a way to mesh a passion, which was sports, with a business idea, which was the technology.
Which is perfect. That's the perfect sweet spot. If you're passionate about something, it's easy to actually drive that business. And you've been doing it for 6 years now. And just reading a little bit about what you've done. So you're in over, how many countries now are you actually in with sports performance tracking?
Yeah, we say 110 because it's sort of ever moving, but it's about 120 something. But yeah, I mean, some of those, from a credibility standpoint, some of those have between 3 and 5, 10 players in it, or 1 or 2 teams. But we know we've got more than 20 teams in around 50 countries. So